Hello, everyone. My name is Nicole Pringle, and I'm the president of Gullah Business of Charleston. And today we have another exciting feature. We have Natasha Mater here from JNCY Jewelers. And she's going to tell us all about her business and how she got started. So I just want to thank you, Natasha, for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, so I just wanted to know, how did you even get started into making, because you make custom jewelry, right?
Yes, I make all custom jewelry, but especially custom engagement rings and wedding bands.
Oh, wow. So how did you get started and like when did you get started?
Okay, so the way I got started is like a long story, but not really long. So I used to work for an insurance company because my background is in insurance, and the company had like a company-wide layoff, and they told us 5 years in advance. So I had like instead of a 2 week notice, I had a 5 year notice. So I didn't take it seriously because it was like my second corporate job, and I didn't think that they would really like lay us off. And it still is a very strong company. So let me go back. It was a 5 year layoff, and once like year three came and like upper management started to leave, I was like, okay, I got to take this seriously. And so I started to look around. I'm like, what can I do? I don't want to go back into the corporate world where they could just lay me off because we're a number. So I said, okay, let me start a business. And I didn't think it would have elevated to this. I thought I was going to resell like Chinese jewelry. And then someone, like I was posting on Instagram, and they asked me to make them an engagement ring. And I said, okay, I didn't know how to do it. But I like, used my like critical thinking cap, and I found people who could help me. I designed it. And then from there, here we are 5 years later.
Wow, 5 years.
Yeah, it's 5 years this past June.
So that's wow. So that's right around the pandemic time because we're finding a lot of people are coming out with their businesses right around that time, either before or during the time or a little bit after. So it's just funny how that happened. So you didn't have any like prior like with jewelry at all.
No, I was like strictly insurance. I was a claims adjuster. So I've never even worked at a jewelry store.
Did you have love for jewelry? Some people love to put them, adorn themselves in jewelry.
No, I actually like I'm a sucker for love stories. So I love love. So I think that's what drew me into that. Like that's why I want to make it custom so it could be all about like the person, the couple. So I don't even wear earrings to be honest. But I do like jewelry now that I'm like a jeweler. Like if I'm going out and stuff, I'll wear jewelry. But to me, it's more about the couple. It's about their love story and like being a part of that.
So when you're creating your designs, because I guess when you're thinking about it, because you said something about love stories and romance, is does like a certain design come into your head and you're like, oh, and I got to sketch this out? Like, how does that work for you? How do you even start designing?
So if a couple comes to me for their engagement ring, the first thing that I do before we even start talking about the ring is like, how did they meet? So like I like to get that backstory to see like what can I put together in the ring or their wedding band. So like let's say um they met like 15 years ago and they were dating since they were in high school. Maybe we could incorporate like their mascot if they're like really big into their school, or like we could put the longitude and latitude of where they met. If they have like a saying, if there's like a specific like flower. I had one client, he called her ma fleur, which is like my flower in French. So instead of having regular prongs, the prongs were like floral prongs. So I like to add that, and that's how I create. So I listen to them, and then from there, like if they have their idea, I'm like, okay, but we could spice it up with this or that.
Oh, that is amazing. That's an amazing story. Because
Thank you.
you probably just like, how did I fall into this? Because that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, that it kind of looks like it lined up perfectly.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, okay. So when you're designing, okay, let me backtrack because I have a question for myself.
Okay.
I am not married. I am not seeing anyone, but I have my grandmother's ring, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a band that she had. I don't even know if it's real or not, but it's a band. What
Hmm.
if, what if, let's say me or anyone has a ring that they already have and they want to add to it? Could they do that?
Yeah, that's like an heirloom redesign. And so I've done that before, and you just like would tell me, okay, what do you want to add? What do you want to remove? We could even like kind of try to recycle the metal so you could still keep the metal and then like do a new design.
Oh wow. Oh man. That's
And you could do like with custom, you could do anything that you want.
and that's even better because you're keeping something, but you're doing it a different way. You're styling it a different way that you'll probably like better.
Yeah.
Oh
And
wow.
one thing for you that I is just that I'm thinking, like I had one client where her father passed away before they got married. And so the sister was in on it and she got old letters of his like, his letters. And then I was able to pull the handwriting and then like scan it on the computer and then we engraved it into the ring. So if you have like your grandmother's like handwriting or anything like that, we could like piece her letters together and then put a message on there.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Man, you could do like anything these
you
days.
could do anything.
Oh, man, that's crazy. Oh man, that's really, really good. So what materials do you work with? Can you work with well, what kind of materials do you work with? Do you just gold, silver? How do you work with certain materials?
I prefer to work with gold and up because silver is good, but silver tarnishes. So
Okay.
you would have to like, continue to get it made over and it would start to like, kind of turn black oxidized. So I wouldn't recommend somebody like getting custom with silver. You could gold plate it. So I would go like from gold plated and up, but like silver, I wouldn't recommend it.
Hmm. And I went on your site and I saw the pricing is pretty good. So when you start, I guess like what is the starting price for certain pieces? Like let's say you had just your, I guess like a standard engagement ring and but you wanted to add a couple more things to it, like the script of your grandmother inside. Like how does that work with pricing, like starting price?
So I go honestly based on someone's budget, but to reasonably make a good ring, I would say around like 1500 because you have like options for lab diamonds now. Like you don't have to just do natural, and then you could do like colored stones. So it's honestly because it's custom, you can do whatever the client wants. But 1500 is a good because gold prices has gone up, so that's like a good baseline to at least.
Oh, that's great. That is really affordable.
Yeah, now if it's like a ring that's like maybe like a no center stones, you could do that for like $500-600.
Okay, what advice would you give someone buying, I guess, because we're talking about engagement rings right now. It's wedding
Hmm.
season still. This wedding season. What
Yeah.
advice would you give someone buying their ring?
Okay, so when you're buying your ring, um, the first thing I would say is think about your style and nobody else's style because you're the one wearing the ring. So, some people are not like traditional um jewelry wearers, some people like colored stones. So if you're into that, that's okay. So there's so many options and you could design it however you want and you have to be okay with it. Then next, if you're looking into a jeweler, if you want to support a black jeweler, there's so many ways that you can. Um, there's a Black and Jewelry Coalition, which is like where a lot of like fine jewelers are at, and you can find a list of us on there. But you can also vet your jeweler, look at their Google my business reviews. You can go on their Instagram. You could go on their Facebook. Once you get to that, you could kind of interview your jeweler and kind of get a feel for them. You don't have to feel any pressure. And then kind of do a little bit of homework because some people are going to be honest with you and tell you. And then some people, if they realize you don't realize, they'll just try to sell you this and that. Know what you stand for. If you want lab diamond, don't let someone pressure you into natural. Now, there's like a huge debate about lab diamonds versus natural. Either one I think is good. It's whatever your preference is. Um, Metal preference, I would say gold or platinum is the best because of just the use of it versus silver. and try to find somebody with a good warranty, somebody that you could communicate with. And also, when you're wearing it, um, try to put your ring on or any piece of jewelry on last, because perfumes can mess it up and lotions. And then my best tip is if you want to clean your jewelry, just get hot water and the Dawn soap, and you can just do it at home.
Where are you located? Do you have a store?
I have an office, so I'm located in Miami, and since it's private, it's by appointment, so clients could come into the office and we do it. So it's like just a one-on-one basis.
Oh, that's even better. So what makes your brand stand out from other brands?
That's a great question. So for me, what makes my brand stand out more is that you have access to me. And my goal is not to just sell you a jewelry. My goal is to design your jewelry and to help you throughout the process. Because sometimes you want something, you don't know what you want. And you want someone who could give you your professional opinion. And so I've gotten my education in jewelry. I've gone to GIA, so I know about diamonds, colored stones, and stuff like that. And then my 5 years of experience. And then my goal is ultimately to make you happy, and we go above and beyond. Like, it's not just the engagement ring, we curate boxes for you. So we'll include champagne, candles. Sometimes we have like specialized wedding cards that I have like a handwritten note on. And it's just a one-on-one attention that you get. We become your private jeweler, your family jeweler, and it's not just like that one time. We follow up. We're friends with you on social media. We have gone to weddings. So it's like getting a jewelry best friend that can help you throughout the whole process. If something happens, we're right there. You can send us a text message, send us an email, and we'll help you throughout the process. So you just get this like personalized one-on-one experience that you deserve, especially if you're spending your money.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, that's really nice. So, what has been your favorite piece that you created?
That's hard. That's like asking a mom who's her favorite child. I don't have like a favorite because it's like I love all of them, and then like all of them are attached to someone. Um, favorite. Okay, I'll say my favorite piece is the first engagement ring that I made, just because it's what like pushed me into this. And it was a wedding band. It wasn't like even an entire ring, and it wasn't even the most expensive one. Um, but it was the one that showed me that I was capable of doing something like this. Like I was able to be creative because I come from like an analytical background. So to be able to like express myself, I would say that's my favorite piece.
Going back to designing rings, I'm
Hmm.
going back to the wedding band that I have because we're gonna speak that into existence.
Yes, we
Um,
are.
you can add pretty much anything to it. So some diamonds. I know you said something you created something where it was sort of like the flower kind of look.
Hmm.
So you can do like any type of thing with any type of, I guess, what material. I'm trying to think of how you would do all that. Just you can go as crazy as you want to get.
Yes. So like the first step is like if you bring the idea to me, we'll do what's called like a CAD. And the CAD is like a computer aided design, which you can tell me like all your ideas, and then the designer on my team will put it into the computer. Like I'll sketch it and then they'll put it into the computer, and then you can see it. So nothing is off limits. The only thing I would say is like, we base it on price. So if you tell me you want me to stick within this budget, then we'll design it. Not necessarily the design, but like the weight of it. So we'll design the weight around like the budget.
Oh wow. All right, we're gonna keep you in mind.
I had another one where instead of it being regular prongs, it was an ankh as the prong. And that's on my
So,
Instagram. If I have a picture, I'll send it to you. But
oh
the
wow.
The ring was the Sankofa on the sides, and
Okay.
then we put diamonds in the little Sankofa because it has like a little circle, and then the Ankh was the prongs on the side. That's what held the diamond. So you
Ooh.
could do like whatever. It's whatever design. It doesn't have to be like the cookie cutter rings that are out there.
Yeah. Because everybody seems like they got the same kind of thing. If you want to be different, like I like to be different. Like I want people to be
Yeah.
like, where'd you get that from? You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's more personal for me. But this is our elevator pitch question.
Okay.
Tiffany Savage made this up. I love it because I love to hear what people are going to say.
Okay.
What three words would you describe JNCY Jewelers and why?
Okay. Familial, creative, and luxury.
And why?
So familial because of the fact that you have that family feel, you have that friendship level. As long as that's what the client wants, you have that in me where you can send me a text, call, DM, and we're there. You get the actual owner. Um, and then creative because you're allowed to create your engagement ring. It isn't like just whatever is there. It's we're designing it from start to finish. So you have like an actual piece of like your own art on your finger, or like if you're getting a custom pendant. Um, and then luxury because diamonds and gold, that's like the most luxurious thing out there, besides like getting a yacht or whatever. So you have a piece of luxury, very fine jewelry on your finger, in your ear, on your neck.
And of course, how can you be reached?
You can reach me via my website, which is jncyjewelers.com, on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest. I have a TikTok, a YouTube, and all the handles are JNCY Jewelers. You can call the business line, which is 305-925-2431, or you can send me an email at info@jncyjewelers.com.
Well, thank you for coming on. Everyone, I'm going to have all the information listed in the description box so you can follow her and get you a ring. It's time, right? Everybody's getting married and everything. It's still wedding season. So get you a custom ring, get you some custom jewelry. Thank you again for coming on. I
Thank you for
appreciate
having
you.
me.
And everybody that's watching, please like, share, and subscribe.